Hello. I think I'm not alone here. Doot, doot, doot. Hey, y'all. If you can hear me, give me a hey in the chat, please. Because it's hard to tell. Because I'm using my computer. Oh, thank you. I'm officially heard. I'm using my computer, and I usually film in this exact spot, but on my phone on a little tripod. So you're seeing more of the area than usual, and it's good for a change. So, hi everybody. Happy February. Thank you. Just hit my funny bone on the packages behind me. Thank you so much for starting your month off with me, and for your patience. I think that's a better view, maybe. Let's see. And for your patience while I didn't have the best month last month. I got the vid, if you will. The pancetta finally caught up with me. And after 2 years of being indoors and safe and sound, and then after everybody not going to wrestling practice for a month because a couple people had it, and then we all isolated from each other, we thought we were safe. I had 3 panic attacks the day before, decided to go in for class in fear. And on the very first day I got back to class, I got the vid. So I'm fully recovered as far as I know. My tests are negative. I'm a little bit stuffy still. So I've got some hot tea right here that I'm going to keep away from the dresses, but you may see me reaching for. And I've got a big old thing of water right here, so I'm hoping to stay hydrated. And thank you for noticing my taste in manga. Pay no attention to the clutter on the shelves. I just kind of let things collect there. But yes, I do have quite a lot of manga. This isn't half of it, actually. This is the stuff that I call my comfort food manga, like the stuff that I want to read before bed, and I kind of keep it on like a rotation. So I'm on the Sailor Moon manga right now, just getting into the end of the 3rd arc, which is one of my favorites. But medicated tea. I don't know if CVS is really a good option for me. It's actually the closest drugstore. The only drugstore within walking distance to me is a CVS, but they are cleaned out. They're like empty. When I was feeling myself getting sick, I sent my partner over to like scour the shelves, and the only NyQuil and Dayquil that they had was the off-brand in the capsules, because like literally nothing else was there. So I don't know if that exists in my CVS, but I will definitely check it out. Eternal editions, yes. Let me show you my manga real quick. So I got the box sets secondhand, but I did actually collect the original Tokyo Pop and the Mix magazine like singles back in the day. And stuff is falling, but yeah, I've got all of these too. I just don't read this translation much anymore because the books are so old; they're kind of falling apart. I've had them since I was a teenager, actually, since I was a preteen. I got them when I was 11, so yeah. I'll just put that back here for a moment. Sorry, mask. Go down there. But yes, comfort food. And someday I'm going to have a live stream where I just go through and show you all of the manga on this shelf that includes Lolita themes, because there's a lot of them. Paradise Kiss, Othello. Tokyo Mew Mew is what definitely got me interested in looking kind of kawaii, but it's not Lolita. But then like Chobits is up there. So there's a lot here. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I feel like 5 minutes passing is enough to kind of get the ball rolling here. I know we're all eager to open these boxes. And now I'm noticing that the window is open and there's a lot of car activity outside. There's a bus route that goes right by my window too. So hopefully that will not be a problem, but we'll see. Oh, am I interested in the reboot of Mew Mew? Maybe. Um, Mew Mew is one of my guilty pleasures. I didn't really like the anime, and I did watch it dubbed, which is a big part of it. I was just like sitting there as a teenager, like frothing at the mouth, upset that they changed everything. Um, but the show itself is just like a little kind of like kinky preteen fun. Um, Definitely gives me a lot of insight into my, you know, aesthetics and sensuality and stuff. But it hasn't aged very well. The idea of all the environmentalist stuff being alien just kind of doesn't work for me in the year 2022. So I don't know. I'm hoping that the rebooted anime is really, really good. I wasn't a big fan of Sailor Moon Crystal though, so for me, like the nostalgia shows rebooted is not like it's not necessarily the greatest. I've been reading and watching the nude card captors though, and that was the same thing. It's like, why didn't they just continue this in the time period that the story took place in? Why do everybody gotta have cell phones now? It's a little weird. So anyway, so sorry. Before I open any of these boxes, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. So again, sorry for not having videos up recently. It's been quite a month for me, but I've been using this time, I hope wisely, to try and um, reevaluate how I'm doing things for the YouTube channel. I'm already feeling a great deal of burnout, and if my therapist is correct, it's a big source of a lot of the anxiety in my life that I'm giving myself these self-imposed deadlines of like one video per week. It's just not sustainable for me. So I'm going to still try to do one of these live streams every month, whether it's an unboxing or otherwise. And I'm going to try to keep up with as many videos as I can. I'm probably continuing to post them on Saturdays just because then I've got an entire week to work on them if I like film them on a weekend. But I'm not going to be posting videos weekly anymore. I just don't have the stamina. Also, my wrestling class is really heating up, and I knew that it would be a thing that eventually I would, need to step away from the YouTube channel a bit for that. But I'm wrestling practice matches every week now when I'm, well enough to go in and everybody else is well enough to have the classes opened. So it's getting close. I've been working really hard on sewing my gear, and that's been really fun. And I hope to have a gear lookbook video filmed at some point as well, because I know some of you have said that you were interested in that, like seeing how my aesthetic preferences translate and like what my sewing skills are. So that's coming. And I have a sponsored video coming up that I'm very excited about, an indie brand who I will not mention yet because I want it to be kind of a surprise once it goes live. An indie brand that I'm a really big fan of reached out to me and offered to send me some stuff to review. So that will probably be the next video. But one thing I want to do with this video is that there are five dresses. There are 5 dresses in this combo of packages, and I'm not going to try them all on today. In fact, I'm probably not going to try on any of them now on this stream. But my hope is that I can reference specific timestamps in this video in my future videos, focus those videos on try-ons, commentary, and coordinations, and leave all of the like dress stats and stuff to this. So I'm going to go over all of the dresses and their details today. I'm going to talk about their measurements. I'm going to talk about my impressions of the fabric and the craftsmanship and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to actually try them on today. So if any of y'all were looking forward to that, I am sorry. I do plan on trying things on soon. I'm not planning on keeping all of these dresses. Like I've got 2 different cuts and colors of Twinkle Journey. I can really only afford to keep one. So like right there, that already is going to be a video where I decide which one I'm going to keep. And the rest of them I'm hoping will be wonderful and perfect and fit me. They're meta dresses, so chances are pretty good. and 2 are on the lower budget end of Meta, like the special set JSKs that they've made. So I'm hoping to do at least one of them a 3-chord video with only off-brand pieces, like only budget pieces, off-brand pieces, stuff that's cheap from Taobao, just so that it's like a better intro for beginners. So that's the plan here for today. And I should also mention that I have a new Instagram account for the mirror stuff that I make. The brand is Mira Mira Me, and the account is at Mira Mira Me Deco, all one word, no punctuation. I'm trying to post something there every day to kind of like showcase and feature the pieces that I've been enjoying making. And all of the discount codes that I've mentioned in previous videos and the one on my Instagram are still live. They're not going to expire so much as they just have a use count. So once that use count is reached, they will not work anymore. But that means you can try out a bunch of them if you just go through my archives if you're interested. I think the best one is probably RIPOP still. I shouldn't be telling you this. Should let you decide. But anyway, so please do check out the new Instagram. Maybe you'll see something that you'll fall in love with, and I'd love to get them into good homes. Okay, enough shilling for myself. Thank you everyone for being here. I cannot believe there's 28 people here already. Wow. All right. 30 people. 30 people seems like a great number. So, okay, let's get started. I have some... why are you caught in my hairdryer cord? I have a bunch of lovely velvet-covered hangers here, so we're ready to hang them up. I'm not sure how many dresses my wire racks can support, and I should probably move Daryl here. Hi, this is Daryl. He's my buddy. He's the mascot of a wrestler named Hiromu Takahashi, who I'm obsessed with. So I'll move him. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to check the chat. So if you have a specific question for one of these dresses, please at Elvira in the chat so that the big yellow block of my name scrolls by and I'll like notice it, because I'm trying to keep up, but now there's 30 of you. So it's going by a little faster than I can take care of. Okay, so I'm not sure which one's in which. I took out all of my identifying information because I wanted to be able to like do that. So yeah, I don't know which one's which. I guess I'm just going to start with this one that's on top. Anybody want to place bets on what this is? The options are 2 different copies of Twinkle Journey, a Memories Garden JSK, and a Cats and Cherry Cake JSK, because I didn't order Memories Garden when it first came out. I actually ordered it when I pre-ordered Cats and Cherry Cake, so it waited to ship. And then the third one is the Holiday Lucky Pack in plaid. Let's see. So I have to be really careful now because there's less stuff in between me and the dress. And Meta usually puts a bag on top, which is nice, but I don't want to score the bag either, because when I do end up selling a Meta dress, I like to be able to include the bag and the sticker, because I just don't have a use for all of them at this point. So it's like a nice little bonus for people who are buying some brand from me. Okay. If you guessed Twinkle Journey, you win. It is Twinkle Journey. Starting off some good stuff. So yes, they actually sent me 2 bags. That's nice. Cool. Okay. So these are the bags that they've been sending lately. I have a bunch of the plastic ones that I really, really like for other things. They're like great for papering backgrounds of stuff. And someday I will move to a new house and I will redo this area and I'll mount my axe somewhere and I'll have the plushie bags and the axe. And I also want to put up some brand bags behind me. I know. So original, right? So, okay. Hallelujah. So I got the like full fronted JSK. I'm forgetting what the technical term of it is. I actually have my I have my nifty spreadsheet open in another tab, so I'm just going to tab over and take a look at that so I don't mess it up. This is the Twinkle Journey Frill JSK in purple. It's the plus size version. The bust range is from 94 centimeters to 140 centimeters. The waist is 78 to 125 centimeters, and it's got a pretty average skirt length and everything too. So that's exciting. And I did get the black and the purple. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. For me, I was going back and forth on, I wanted to look at both of these colors because I'm much more drawn to the purple in general, but I feel like for the unicorn theme, the smoky sax was like just gorgeous. And especially with the cut that I got for this one, which, so that I don't mess up the name, is the Twinkle Journey Front Open JSK. This is the regular length. I did not get the longer length because I do not know how that would look on me. And because I am so tall, having something that's regular length look a little short on me is usually preferable to something that's longer length hitting me at a weird spot. So that's cool. But this particular cut has this like wing detail on the back straps. And I thought that was so pretty in smoky socks. Oh my gosh. So that's what I ended up doing here. Any preference for which one I open first? I could just open them at the same time. Who am I kidding? All right. Now I do, for these ones, need to keep all of the packaging elements over here to the side because since I can really only afford to keep one, I need to make sure that I keep them in as nice condition as possible. Oh, it's so beautiful. Ooh. So Twinkle Journey is a kind of interesting print in my personal history. I had the like bright royal blue OP with the full back shirring and the quarter front shirring many moons ago. It was my favorite dress of all time at the time. And I had to sell it because my cat needed surgery and I wanted him to live more than I wanted the dress. So I sold it. I got a really good price for it when I bought it, and I got a really good price for it when I sold it. So I made a little bit of a profit there, but I always missed it. And I loved that dress with all my heart and the matching head bow. So this color is more similar, I would say, to that color than the purple, but there wasn't a like royal blue this release. So that is what it is. But the fabric feels very much the same in that it's got this like slight texture. It's kind of a heavier fabric. And it's still very vivid. But I really thought that the unicorns like super popped. The Pegasi? Alicorns. If you're a fan of My Little Pony, you know this stuff, but I did not watch it, so I have no idea. I think it's alicorns. They have unicorn horns and wings. I see somebody has asked me a question. How are you dealing with the new PayPal tax rule? Well, I already send all of my invoices through my business account. It's just safer for me that way. I've got a lot of established history selling through that account, and I used to sell through Etsy and whatnot anyway. So when I price things, I always take PayPal's fees and taxes into account because I've never hit that like $20,000 threshold, but I have done enough sales volume that I do have to note it on my taxes. So I don't usually end up paying much in taxes, like a couple $100s, which when you consider that through all of my various like resale things, handmade sales, stuff like that, I only make like $5,000 a year. So it's a pretty big percentage, but it's also a business expense. So I get to write it off for the business tax of it all. If when I become a famous wrestler, assuming I do. Uh, if I want to, I'm probably going to end up incorporating so that all of my wrestling stuff and Lolita stuff and the YouTube AdSense taxes and Etsy and PayPal and Lacemark and all of that are all going to be grouped together, and I would have to file taxes for that all separately. But my mom is a retired accountant. She retired this year. I'm so proud of her for finally retiring. But she's up enough on the tax code and knows a lot of other accountants who can help me out. So um, I'll just put it this way: I'm not worried. I think that it may lead to an inevitable increase in secondhand prices, but I have always, always, always priced my things very specifically when I sell on Lace Market. I put the starting bid at the point that I think, after all those taxes and fees are taken out, that's like the maximum amount, or rather the minimum amount that I would be willing to part with the dress for. Because sometimes you want to make room, but not that badly. Like, you'd rather keep the dress than sell it at a great loss, or you want to make money to buy something new, but the dress is worth more to you as a dress than the money. So I do that, and then I put a buy it now that's well above the base price so that there's room for people, if there are a couple of bids, to make an offer and hit buy it now. And sometimes somebody will just really want the dress and they'll just hit the buy it now, and I make a much bigger profit than I anticipated. And especially in those cases, I feel like it's only fair to pay taxes. Like, I wish that my tax money was going to things I actually cared about, like, schools and libraries, but I'm not against the idea of paying taxes. I just wish billionaires would pay their own fair share. Sips tea. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. I may have overshared a bit. I will open this other one. So, yes, let's open this other one. I'm noticing now that I should probably actually move these for a moment, because then it will lay flatter. Yeah, that's nicer. That's better. That's better. So this is the open front JSK. I've never worn a style like this before. I'm a little concerned because of my bust size that I'm going to kind of pop out of the front. Here they come! So I'm not certain that this will look good on me. I am certain that this will look good on me. Wow. Okay. Putting this one up on there. Oof. Couple of stray threads, not too uncommon. Usually I cut the footage of me looking for and finding and removing stray threads out of my videos because nobody actually cares to watch that. So that is that. Here we go. Wow, that's so pretty. So, okay, let's see. These two, after shipping, represent about $515. So, hence, I can only really keep one. Looking at the two prints side by side, the fabric's equally beautiful. The print does seem a bit more vibrant on the purple, and I think it might just be the contrast between the lightness of the characters and motifs, as opposed to the less contrasty smoky blue, but they're both gorgeous. Wow. I will say right off the bat that I'm not a fan of this little plasticky rhinestone thing. So if I do keep the purple, I'm cutting that off. I don't want it. I'm not really a big fan of jewels and gems in Lolita to begin with. I feel like it goes from high-end luxury stuff to like truck stop t-shirt in a real quick minute. If you have that opinion, that's fine. If you don't share that opinion with me, that is also fine. I don't judge anyone for wanting to wear jewels, for sure. But for me, it just doesn't, like, it's not my style, I guess. I'm not a rhinestone queen. I keep trying to put it on my wrestling gear, and then I chicken out because I'm just like, it's just going to look tackier. But again, not like a hard and fast rule or anything, just my preference. So looking at them, they are the same length, pretty much. Their waists are hitting at about the same point. I do think that the Smoky Sax has maybe a little bit longer of a skirt, but like an inch or less. They're finished very differently, though. The skirt has a lace border, which has little M's for meta. And this is a chiffon ruffle finishing. And I always love a chiffon ruffle. Not safe around my cats, but what can I say? They both got matching complementary polyester linings. So that's all good. And they both have these big ribbon bows in the front, though this one has a little star attached to it. This one does not. And they're both removable with little pins. So the front of this versus the front of this, you can see the difference in the way that these like accent laces are used, but it does actually look like it is the same like style of lace. It's just that it's a little more like inset into the seams on the purple than it is on the blue. The other thing, though, is that you can't really see the black lace as well against the purple color. So maybe I should just take this down and show you a little closer, because I can't really see it in the camera's viewfinder thing. But you can kind of see they are the same lace, but there's just not as much division, because even though there are these pleats and like pin tucks and they're all sewn down into panels, the lace is less of a divider. I hope that all makes sense. Usually this is the point in my unboxing videos where I'd rephrase it like 3 times and use whichever take made the most sense to me. Sorry. But yeah, so here you can see like the structure of the bodice a bit better, just because there is more emphasis added using the lace. So this one's got 3 panels in the front. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels in the front. Here we've got some front bows and buttons. Not usually a fan of ornamental buttons, but I do make an exception for stars. Like buttons that don't look like buttons. These just almost look like beads or something. Absolutely great ornamentation. I love them. This has got to go. And yeah, as a result, the simplicity of the open front JSK is what I find so charming. I think it gives you a lot more opportunity to wear a fancier blouse, for example, but you also would need to find a blouse that has a lot of coverage, which can be kind of hard when you're plus size. So it's a trade-off. But I have the Violet Fane cotton short sleeve button-up blouse, and that's like my go-to now for solid blouses, especially in white. I have it in black as well, so I could wear this with black, but I feel like this is much easier to pair with white, and this is much easier to pair with black, for obvious reasons. The lace in the actual garment is black versus white, so that should be easier. Now, the front of the skirts is another point of difference. Here we've got this kind of faux bustle thing going on where it's like cut across here. And it does look like these are two different pieces that have been pieced together with the chiffon in the middle. So that's a nice construction detail. And there's more of like a pleat to the front of the skirt here, whereas here it's more like a ruffle where the pleats only really show up at the top. And here there's a waistband that's kind of defining the waist. So because I'm tall, that might fall at a great place on me. It might not. So we'll have to see. And oh, the straps. Straps are the next thing I would normally talk about. On the Frill JSK, they've got these little extra, I don't know, I keep thinking of them as like winglets or something. Like they go over and around the shoulder. This means that if you've got big beefy shoulders like I do, that is a point of concern, though they are removable. They've got buttons on the inside that you can hook off, and the buttonholes are a little bit elastic. So hopefully that means there's like a little bit of stretch to keep them taut. And those are also edged in chiffon, but then otherwise the straps are just simple, straight up and down straps with the lace on the edge. Here, though, the straps come out of the bodice directly, so there's no seam, which means that it's going to kind of draw everything up, if that makes sense. There's also a ruffle here at the top, but it's made of the same fabric as the body of the dress. So it's going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit stiffer. It's also not removable. So depending on your preferences, you might like one version over the other. And I think that has pretty much covered the fronts of these things. That means we can turn around to the back, which is where I think the Saks actually shines the most. So, looking at the back, threads. Excuse me. So, we've got a full panel back shirring here, and a full panel here. This is weird. Excuse me for a moment. I need to look at some stock photos. I could have sworn that those things in the back were wings. They're not wings. Okay. I'm tripping. It only looks like wings because of the way that it's laying. Okay. My bad. I'm going to paste the stock photo link in the chat so y'all can take a look at that if you want to. Basically, these things tied, and for some reason in my brain, they were like wings. But what I was really remembering was that the ribbon tie in the back was like where wings would be if you were a unicorn. Like it adds to the wingedness of this style, if that makes sense, especially because of the way that these ruffles go all the way down. And as usual, there's a whole bunch of room to move the straps buttons down a little bit, which I guess would change the proportion of that frill along your back. I usually do have to move my buttons down a little, but because this is such a different cut than I'm used to, I'm not sure I'm going to have to. And same thing here, quite a lot of extra space. And they are using the same clear buttons with little rhinestones in the middle for both the waist ties and the straps. So this here, not going to tie it too tightly because again, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell or not, but that gets tied. And that is very cute. And then the waist ties themselves are different from one style to the other. The waist ties here end in that same little simple lace, but the waist ties here and in the chiffon. Did I ever mention the actual measurements of this version? I don't think I did. So the blue has a kind of open bust style, so it's like a free bust, but the waist comes in at 78 centimeters to 125 centimeters. So in that way, the blue version is actually just as plus size friendly, if not more so, than the other version. So yeah, that's the gist of it for these two. I'm really stoked on them. I think just looking at them, it's gonna come down to the fit for me. Both are beautiful colors. Both have a lot going for them in terms of possibilities for styling, since both of them have like the pale pink and yellow in the prints. And I don't have like a lot of dark purple accessories, but I also don't have a lot of smoky blue accessories. I did make a flowery headdress in my last live stream that I thought would go well with this. But yeah, I don't really know if that's going to be a deciding factor. As far as like comparing the two prints, I would say that there is like a little bit more of a lighter, mintier green here, kind of a sage green actually. And if it weren't so translucent, I bet my green Centauro blouse would look really, really nice here with this. Whereas here it's actually more of a bluish mint. So that's hard to say. The details of the print are beautiful in both colors. There's like jewels and mirrors and watches. There's of course the parent unicorn, alicorn, and the baby one. And the way that they're drawn is so Last Unicorn to me, like with the long thin tail with the fluff at the end. Because I don't think of unicorns as like horses in the same way that I think most people might. I don't know. Anyway, I love the styling. I love the little swans. They're these little glass bottles, and I love the actual twinkling star motif that happens all throughout this body of the thing. Can you guys hear my kitten screaming? Kitten! Riho! Mama's filming. I'll talk to you later. So, yeah, I think they are both gorgeous. Let's turn them back around. Oh, I should mention the straps back here are removable with buttons also. Doop doop. So they both have a lot going for them. I'm just really curious to see how the open bust fits me. I think, I'm not letting the cat in. Let me tell you, if she comes in here, she will be all over the place. And there is nothing she loves more than messing with my Lolita collection. She often will try to run into my closet where the Lolita is stored. I've caught her hiding in there, and she likes to tear down my petticoats from their hangers and sit in them in a pile. So she's a Lolita cat, absolutely. But yeah, if she comes out right now, she will. So we're not letting her in. I'm very sorry. Maybe later when some of this stuff is put away. Maybe. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions about these things, I guess, before I open the next one? Just hit me with one of those at Elliviras so that I make sure that I see it. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes. I am very much in love with these. I'm a little nervous to have to decide between them. But the other print that I bought 2 different cuts of was the Camellia Cat Hide and Seek. And that ended up being a pretty clear-cut choice for me once I tried on the cut that I didn't think would be as flattering. And it ended up being more flattering. That OP was amazing. So I'm kind of hoping that the same thing will happen here. I do think that, like, as far as my style goes and what I know I look good in, I know I will look good in this. It's just a matter of whether this one surprises me or not. So, yes. The purple is like the exact same color I try to dye my hair. So so the whiter my hair gets up through here, the more you'll see the purple that matches. Riho, I swear. Okay, I'll bring her in, I will show her off, and then I will remove her. So last chance to get in questions. Oh, yes, you are requested. Come here. Show your face. Come here. Here's the culprit. What do you have to say, Riho? What do you have to say for yourself? Are you a very long baby? Yes. My longest baby. With the softest tummy. Yes, Riho. How broad shoulder friendly are Meta's OPs? This very much depends on the OP. The Camellia Cat OP fit me great at 43 centimeter shoulders, but I haven't owned any of their other ones, so I really can't speak to them. And she's immediately attacking things on the bottom shelf of the bookshelf, so I'm going to send her out. Riho, go, 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 go. Thanks, baby. Bye, sweets. All right. If there are no other questions, I will open up the next thing. But I think first I should probably hang these up in my closet out of the way. So say goodbye, purple. Say goodbye, blue. Bye. 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 Okay. Now we have two more, and I have a feeling I know which one is which, because this one is like twice as heavy as this one. So I think this one has two dresses in it. Do we want to look at Cats and Cherry Cake, Memory's Garden, or the plaid first? Sound off below while I drink some tea. Let's see, what are y'all saying? Cats and cherries, cats and cherries. You own them all? Girl, same. Cats were plaid. So that just means one or the other. But cats and cherries seems to be more popular. So we will go with the heavier one first. We'll save the budget cord for last. Assuming I'm correct, it could be actually that this is the plaid and it's just really meaty. It's a beefy dress. I don't know. So we'll see. Are you a beefy dress? Yes, you are. Yes, you're a very beefy dress. So beefy. I'm a little kooky because I haven't talked this much in a month. Oh, boy. Also, don't try this opening technique at home. I really should get like a proper box cutter for upstairs, but I don't do that for some reason. Ugh. Yes, we are right. Oh, sorry. Okay, so no. Oh, there are bags here. They're just on the bottom this time. Still have a care card right over there. Here she is, friends. Oh my goodness. I've anticipated this so long, and I loved all of the colors, but this blue, the soda blue, so good. Okay, and then here is Memory's Garden. I got this in purple, and looking at it, it actually looks pretty similar to the same exact, like, it's a very similar purple to Twinkle Journey. So after I unbox everything, if there's time, I might try to like line them all up and we can kind of like create a little gradient rainbow of what's going on here. And this one only came with one bag. All right, box, away with ye. So y'all asked for Cats and Cherry Cake first. I will absolutely open it, but before ow! That was unexpectedly painful. Sorry, I hope it wasn't also painful on your ears. Before I do want to show that BB&B did send me the other cherry item that I was waiting on. I love this necklace. I think it's possibly now my favorite BB&B piece, maybe even more so than the Sakura necklace, because it is amazing. And a lot of that has to do with just how well it fits my neck. I've got a very thick neck, so a lot of BB&B chokers do not fit me, but check this out. This is how it fits with just the gold chain, right? And I can remove the ribbon if I want to, but I can actually tie the ribbon to be tighter than the gold chain, and it looks like this. And I don't know, I think it's kind of sexy. Like, you don't want to say sexy when it comes to Lolita. I know. But I don't know. It's so cute. And this checker pattern doesn't necessarily match the blue-green of this rude motorcycle. It doesn't really match the colorway that I got, but I know that it's removable. And knowing like the length and width, I'm thinking I'm going to go out and try to get either like a brownish beige ribbon that would match the accents on this print, or just like a close enough blue. It might be harder to match the blue here, and there is so much actual ribbon on the JSK that like if it's not an exact match, it could look really off, but plenty of accent colors to choose from. So let's open it up and take a look. But yes, I had to show this off because BB&B came through for me. It was a little bit behind schedule, but they were very good with their communication. I do plan on having a video eventually where I just follow up on all of the good customer service experiences I've had since starting this channel. Because I got a great one from Hey Newly, I got a great one from L'Esprit de la Noblesse, I got a great one from Dolby, I got a great one from BB&B. So like, there's more also, so like it would be good to be able to like follow up on the problems I had. Pink Up for the chocolate JSK, yeah, lots of great customer service experiences, so I want to like do a follow-up, but that's a lot of effort. Like it's a big undertaking to have to like try on all of those different things again and like show how things have changed. Anyway, first, Cats and Cherry Cake. And since all of you have just seen Riho, you know that the cats on this print, they're not she's not a dead ringer for the cats on this print, but it's pretty close. It's close enough that I'm like, oh my god, it's my cat. So this is very exciting for me. Ooh. Aha. Okay, so right off the bat, this is the removable collar. I'm going to take it out if I can manage to get it out. Oh my god, the more I look at this, the more I'm obsessed. This fabric is so cool. Can y'all see this? Check out this fabric. These little dots, it's like, it's not sparkly, but it gives this kind of shimmery effect because they're like satiny, contrasting dots. Oh my glob. And this is the removable overskirt, which... Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to scream and cackle like a mad woman here. Wow. This is so my jam. It's like retro diner aesthetic meets Lolita with cats. Amazing. But yeah, I think one of the cats on here, this one right here, looks a lot like Riho. Isn't she cute? It's my baby. I also have a brown tabby who I think kind of looks like this guy, but I didn't have him as a kitten. I rescued him when he was almost 2. So I can't really speak. Oh, let's give this one one of the teal hangers, shall we? Can't really speak to what he looked like as a kitten, but Riho I've had since she was 3 weeks old. Rescued her and her sister Kenny when they were just like barely 3 weeks old, and then I captured everybody else in their litter, 6 cats in all, summer of 2020. So I know for a fact that Riho looked just like this guy, just so good. Like the like round tummy with little stick out legs. Ugh, so good. Brings me back. Holy crap, y'all. I don't want to get demonetized or I would cuss. Like, this is amazing. I have not been this excited by anything I've unboxed possibly ever. I don't know, like, the more I look at this, I probably since the Queen of Witch JSK, if we're talking about meta releases specifically. This is so beautiful. I gotta get my spouse to take me on a date for Valentine's Day because I want to pair this with a pale pink blouse. It's gonna look so Valentine's-y. Okay. So, I hadn't realized this, but this has So, wow, I don't even know where to start. Wow. I need a minute. So, okay, I'm just gonna try. I often have to cut out like 5 minutes of me doing this in my videos when I get excited. Like, if you see me cut to like several little instances of me going or whatever, like, this is what I go through. I'm so excited. The more I look at it, the more I love it. Okay. I'm just gonna take another sip of tea. All right. I'm okay. I'm better than okay. I'm great. This is awesome. Okay. So, as we've already noted, the fabric is incredible. It's super light. It feels like a very high quality satin. And I'm really stoked at how right out of the bag, the wrinkles are already dissipating. Like, when you get a heavier cotton fabric, you often have to like really iron it before you wear it. And as a result, I hardly ever film my dresses having ironed them first. Not so sure it's needed for this one because it is yes, I did just notice there is still a little bit of this stock left on Meta's website. And also, I should mention, if you see something is out of stock on Meta's website, you can still email them and ask if it's in stock in any of their stores. The shipping costs a little bit more because they have to ship from a specific store instead of their like warehouse or whatever. And there might be like less stock or like less availability than, for some dresses than others. But I slept on one of the colors of one of their like floral dresses. And when I reached out the day that I noticed it had sold out, when I finally decided that was the color I wanted, they said, "Oh yeah, we have this in stock for pre-order. Our pre-order quota hasn't been filled at the Osaka store, so we'll put you down for the Osaka store." So the fact that this is now like an actual physical thing that exists in their stores, and that they do have a lot of brick and mortar stores still, and that they do stock the plus size versions in their stores. Thank you, Meta. You might find that if you don't like the blue, for example, if you wanted the red or the pink, and it wasn't available on their website, you could still contact them and see if they had it elsewhere. And their English speaking customer service is awesome. Okay, so this is such a gorgeous fabric. The little dot motif is not something I noticed at all. But I love a polka dot. And I just, those Boguta big bow backpacks? I know some other YouTubers have already reviewed them, so I didn't bother to film mine, but I bought 2 of the really large ones and one of the medium ones in different colors, and my medium one is the blue because I specifically wanted to wear it with this, and I got the red as well, thinking that it might look nice with this, kind of Minnie Mousy. But now that I know that there's like spots, and spots. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, the fabric here, it's like nothing I've ever seen in a meta dress before. It's incredible. And the lace at the bottom here is so gorgeous. As usual, the bottom bows are sewn on. So just another reason to have these dry cleaned instead of trying to hand wash them. The bottom ruffle is also dotted. It's kind of a lacy ruffle. So beautiful. So gorgeous. And there's this other lace trim up at the top here, which has like little bows and flowers. So cute. And the same lace with the bows and flowers is continued up through here. And the same polka dot lace is flanking both sides of the front of the bodice and is visible along the top edge here. And this accent lace continues all the way up the straps, which is really cute. So these front bows do untie. I'm not going to mess with them because they're probably never going to look this nice again. But looking at it, there's this little bit of elastic at the bottom here, which makes me think this dress might actually be more plus size friendly than even let on. So let's look at the spreadsheet real quick. Cat's and Cherry Cake JSK with overskirt in mint blue soda. The length is up to 108 centimeters, bust is 99 centimeters to 140 centimeters, and waist is 87 centimeters to 125 centimeters. So that's like the pretty much standard size range for Meta's plus size, but like this little bit here makes me wonder if you're a bustier Lolita, you might be able to untie those ribbons and buy yourself another centimeter or 2. I will have to wait and see when I try it on if that works. I do have like an oversized bra that I could stuff with towels if we really wanted to test the limits of this thing from my cosplay days. But it just makes for this lovely, very, like when I see a row of bows down the front of something, I always think Rococo, Marie Antoinette fantasy. This definitely gives me that. This is not the kind of color I would necessarily associate with that, but it's like the fadedness of the kind of like mutedness of the colors. Faded sounds bad. It's more like muted and subdued. It just screams vintage to me, which I'm a vintage biatch in my daily life, so that's great. And the print is just to die for. If you're a cat collector, absolutely recommended. As a plus size person, I also enjoy the ability to wear food, and this has cupcakes and like, is this a flan cupcake mix, and several types of cherry cakes that say Metamorphose and Sweet Cherry, and this cat is driving this other cat in a little grocery basket, and I love them. And I think if I am going to try and get a ribbon to complement the necklace here, I'm going to try to get it to look like the ribbon that this cat's wearing, because it's also present in other parts of the print. Like it's on this flan. And so if I can find like a dark red that would complement this, because again, this red, it's almost brown. It's like tan. Vintage. That is the impression that I get. So if I can find a ribbon that looks like that, that's about the same width, that would be perfection. And if not, maybe I'll just look for like a brown or something, like a warm, ready brown would be great. So yeah, this is a very simple cut from the front. It's very like kind of what you'd expect from a Meta bodice. It doesn't have the super duper squared off neckline that some of their dresses have. But it just doesn't look like a full sweetheart neckline either. So that's cool. What else can I say here? Let's turn it around, and then we will take out the accessory pieces and try that on with this too. So I should mention that this does not have waist ties. If you are a huge fan of waist ties and you need waist ties to be able to make things fit, that's what this overskirt is for. I love that you don't have to use the overskirt. I think that it means that this dress can be dressed way up or dressed way down. Oh, I should also mention the lining is this kind of off-white, creamy, almost minty white. Very nice. And yeah, look at that. From behind, you can see that this whole front panel has a little bit of shirring in it. So I would bet that this is a slightly bigger JSK than advertised. It's also got the usual half shirring in the back. It's got these kind of glittery, iridescent, clear buttons. Don't know how well you can see them from up there. But, you know, they're in the back. No one's really going to look at them. And the back of the skirt has the same cut. It's a really simple dress. You know what I just noticed? I love the way that these straps are cut to be like blue, white, blue striped. Like the way that the stripes align with these straps is so well done. Attention to detail, my friends. Gotta love it. So let's take a look at the collar. I'm not going to rip the tag off just yet, because you never know when you're going to face sudden and unavoidable financial hardship. But I don't think I'd want to sell this in a million years anyway. Here is the collar. And I actually might just disregard this thing. I'm not sure how well it will fit me. My neck is very thick. It's been about 41.5 centimeters lately. And looks like it will actually fit me just fine. So what the collar looks like on, it ties in the front. Cute. And it's got this little bit of facing here that you fold down into it. Lined on the backside, and it's got an overlay of a different dotted lace, which is the same stuff used in the overskirt. So let me tie this around the neck real quick. You're about to see my shorts. Ha 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 ha. I always wear shorts like this when I'm filming before changing. There's no point in not wearing shorts to be comfy, you know? Plus Sundays and Saturdays, when I film these things, it's usually the same day that I also clean my entire house. So now you all know my secret. There we go. That's nice. Cute. Okay, so the underskirt. The underskirt is really cool, and I believe it's meant to be worn like an apron. So this being the front and these ties going on the back. Just noticed in this moment that there are 2 layers of ties. Let's take a quick look at the library listing to see how it is worn. Yes, the bow does go on the front in the stock photos. I don't think it has to necessarily, but it can / is designed to. That's very cool. And on the back, the ribbon is just tied simultaneously. So it's not like they tie 2 different ribbons. That's good to know. Okay, so the frontmost part of the waistband, and this is a pretty large width. I do think it will cover most of my front, and on a smaller plus size person, it will probably wrap to cover more of their front. There is elastic on the side here, which is very cool. Hopefully that means that it will stay in place and not really shift around so much. And then right out of there, there's the double waist ribbon. So the way that it looks in the stock photos has it like this, with this dotted tulle lacy overlay. And this, this ribbon is also removable. So if you wanted to add a little more interest up here, but you didn't want to wear this whole thing over this adorable fabric and print, you could just remove the bow and slap it on the front here on its own. That would be really cute. But, you know, we love our options, so I'm certainly not upset that this is the way this looks. Whether or not I'm going to wear it with the overskirt, I mean, we'll have to see as time goes on. Okay, so obviously without a petticoat there to hold it up, I can't really make this this overskirt work, but that's fine. Another thing I could see someone doing is wearing the overskirt backwards so that it ties in the front. And then I would probably put this bow like up here at the collar, or I would run a pin through it and stick it in my hair. Cool. So I could accessorize this. I see your question, Mylar. Yeah, I could definitely see myself wearing these with, I don't know, something that has blue accents. Nothing in particular comes to mind. But like, for example, if I wanted to go for a kind of bridal look and I had a white OP or JSK that was like a true white, like the lace here, I could totally see adding this over the top, and like bringing in the blue would be very something blue, something borrowed, whatever. So that's quite versatile. And the fact that this can come off and I can stick it in my hair, the collar is, you know, something that's not necessarily important, and that this waistband can be worn front or back. This is just a super versatile piece, I think. And like, I freaked out before I even looked at all this stuff. Like, this was just a magnificent dress on its own. The little cats. I mean, those cats, man. What is not to love about this dress? I would give this dress just like 10 out of 10 would buy again vibes for sure. Yeah, I pity the dresses that have to follow this baby, because I don't think they can stand up to the heat. This is just so good. So before I open Memory's Garden, which I guess is next by default, anybody else have any other questions about this dress? It is so beautiful. I think it's definitely going to earn itself a 3-chord video. I'm not sure when that will happen, just because of priorities. I feel like my next coordination try-on video for the dresses amongst this unboxing batch should probably be Twinkle Journey, just because then I can sell one of them afterwards and make up some of that money so that I can buy something else, or put it in my house down payment fund. That's the big thing right now, is I'm trying to save up to eventually move into a house. So that's cool. Yeah, this dress though, whew, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. Do the satin bows look like they'd come undone easily? Yeah. They're very loosely tied already, and if I pull on them a little bit, I can see that they are tightening. My bet is that if you just leave them this way, like when they come out and you try it on, like what I might do, for example, if I'm trying it on, since I'm never going to want to wear it without the bows tied in the front, like what are you going to do if they're not tied, right? I'm probably going to take some matching thread and just tack them into a tied position, assuming that this dress fits me and that I want to keep it forever, which, okay, like, probably I will. That's what I would recommend doing. This having the like shirred front means that I would want to try it on and make sure that there is enough room in the back for everything to stretch, and that there doesn't seem to be any weird like stretching, tugging, pulling stuff going on in the front. And I think that having the bows tied at a fixed place will actually prevent the shirring from moving more, which means that if you need the extra room, untying and retying them and then tacking them in place where you need them is probably the way to go. But with a max bust of 140 and my bust being at around 120, sometimes a little more or less depending on my bra, I'm hoping I won't need to move them. And if that is true, I will definitely be tacking them in place because they look so nice. I don't want to mess with them. Motorcycles. All right. Last call for questions before I put this baby away. Gotta take a sip of tea. And thank y'all for weighing in the chat. I'm sorry I'm not keeping up with it as much as I would like, but there are 42 of you here right now. That's a lot. YouTube will tell me after the stream ends if that is my best yet. But considering I'm like 2 subscribers away from 1,400, I think it's probably my best yet. The idea would be to have more every month, like, right? Because more people subscribe every month and then more people tune in every month. I don't know. But yeah, there's so many of you and you're all weighing in and I really, really appreciate it. I love to see the discourse going. I just can't keep up with it. So thank you for tagging me in your questions. It is a super big help. And since I don't see any more of them, we will say goodbye to the cats, the cherry cake cats. They're so beautiful. Oh, they're so gorgeous. Oh no! Miracle Bunny! When did you fall down? I'm so sorry. She's fine. She's pretty sturdy. I do worry about her getting dirty though, since I got the white one. You poor dear. As I purge my closet of AP stuff, your friends are dwindling. I said to my spouse that I was going to only keep one of the 2 AP bags, but I haven't made good on it yet. And I keep telling him like, "Oh, they're just appreciating in value right now. Like I'm not messing with them." But really, I've just grown too attached to them. Who is my favorite plush purse? toss-up between April Ann here, who I made this time last year because, in April of last year, when my aunt died. She's always going to be very special to me. Or Montgomery here. I named my Milky Bear Montgomery after the AP San Francisco store. Yeah. They're both... April is very much more efficient, like, to wear. The strap on her is a little weird because I, did make it in a day and didn't try very hard. I would like to replace her strap with, like, actual adjustable straps and make her into a backpack instead of a crossbody. And ain't nothing gonna fit in this guy. He got a very small tummy. But he's so cute. And I do think that, like, there's kind of a nice accessory to have for certain prints. And I haven't actually used my why am I forgetting the name of this designer? I haven't used that bag yet. So I don't know how practical it is or not. It seems like it's pretty impractical. Anyway, shall we with Memory's Garden now? Cool. Oh. This is some intense heavy fabric. That's cool. So this was a special set, JSK. It does come with a matching hair bow. Always nice, really beginner friendly. I guess we're ending on the two most beginner friendly ones. Esther Kim, thank you. Yes, Esther Kim by, I want to say YC, something like that. Yes, been a big fan of the bunnies for a while. Couldn't afford the big backpack with the huggable arms, so I got the little purse version. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so here is the special set JSK. And if you're looking at this thinking, is that plus size? You have very good eyes, friend, because this is a lot less plus size friendly than other stuff that Meta makes in plus size. So let me put that there. This fabric is wild. It almost feels like denim. It's so heavy, but it doesn't feel... It's got like a different texture than the Twinkle Journey did. It's much more like a consistent uniform knit, whereas the Twinkle Journey had more of like an organic feel to it with a little bit of irregularity throughout. This is much more... Yeah, it just feels like denim. I should look at the Library link and see what it's made of. Let's tab over. Memory's Garden special set JSK in navy. So this is the navy colorway. There's also an ivory and a gray. None of them, when they first came out, like, gripped me so hard I had to buy it immediately. But the navy definitely grew on me because I was like, it seems purple. I like purple more than I like navy. So I bought it, and it definitely, to me, reads purple in person. So there's that. But yeah, it feels... This is what the fabric looks like underneath. It feels like a printed denim. It does have a lining here. Very odd, very odd. Let's see. Does it say what it's made out of? Original Memory's Garden printed fabric, 100% cotton. So it just says cotton. And denim is often made out of cotton on its own. So yeah, maybe. So this is the plus size version, I believe. I don't have a link to the Lolibrary for the plus size version. But based on what I pulled from the website when this dress went live, the bust range is 94 to 130 centimeters max. So that's a full 10 centimeters less than the usual. And the waist is 78 centimeters to 115 centimeters. So that's like 5 centimeters less than the usual max. So this is, not the ideal for somebody who is significantly larger than me. A lot of Meta's dresses come in plus size. I don't believe this does. But if you are usually in the plus size, but at the lower end, like if you're smaller than me, this might be a really good dress for you as like an entry point. So that's cool. Also, it is significantly less money than the other Meta dresses I've been looking at. So like the prices that I put in my spreadsheet include shipping cost. And if the shipping is combined with other things, I amortize it across both things. So like the Twinkle Journey frill dress in purple was $269. The open front version was $241. Cass and Cherry Cake, with all of its accessories and stuff that came with it, was $334. So that one was the most expensive. But this was only $211. Pretty good. Again, not like an easy price to pay if you're just starting off, but certainly easier than 300 something, right? Like it can make a big difference. So that's nice. One thing that I wound up really liking about the navy was the specific like combination of pinks and greens that you could see in the print. Wow, I did not notice that there was a horse-drawn carriage in this print. Those are horses. I don't know how well you can see them. There are horses there. That's cool. If you are a horse print collector, I assume that there are people that collect horse prints, just like there are people that collect like bees or cats or bunnies or dogs or whatever. So if you're a horse fan, you might enjoy wearing this for the horses. There's also swans on it, but it's Meta. I liked the green and like the depth of the variation of the green, and I really liked the depth and variation of the pink. Both are things that I try to collect in my accessories. And because there is so much variation and there are so many different versions of those colors here, I feel like there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to be able to coordinate this with a lot of my wardrobe. So that's why I ended up falling on the side of this one. I would also definitely see this going really well with just like a plain white blouse, white socks, and in that way, it's also a very good starter piece. It's got this lace along the edge, and this actually looks like the same lace that was used on the Twinkle Journey JSKs, the white lace that was used on the Sax Blue version. And this ruffle is also very sturdy. It's made out of the same fabric as the rest of this thing. So the front here, and this is another reason why I feel like it reads as denim. Like, you ever seen a denim jacket with ruffles on it? They feel stiff like that. They look stiff like this. Let me move this forward a little bit so you can get a little bit of a better view. But yeah, it's got this like ruffled front. It's got these panels in the front. So in that way, it's actually very close to the patterning for the Twinkle Journey frill JSK. And it's got these buttons down the front. It kind of looks, I'm usually not a fan of buttons that don't do anything functional, but this at least here looks like the front placket of a buttoning dress. So I think it's forgivable. And then there is another version of white lace introduced up here and more of the white lace around the sides and down this front. And this is definitely a sweetheart neckline compared to some of the other dresses we were looking at. This dress does not have waist ties. It does have this bow in the front. And this fabric on the ribbon is really pretty. It's got like a very subtle satiny sheen to it. It's kind of a little bit sparkly. And it's also used up here on the shoulder bows, which are not detachable. So that is what it is. Turning it around. The hair bow is really cute, simple. It's got an alligator clip on the back. I'm going to tuck it away. The back does have full back shirring, and it does seem to me that this dress is quite a bit shorter than some of the other ones we've been looking at today. Let's go back over to my spreadsheet. Yeah, this one has a length listed of 103 centimeters, which is the same as the other, dresses I've been looking at. But the skirt length listed is the same too, 64. So I don't know why. I'm getting the impression it just reads shorter. I'm looking at this also based on like how much it overhangs onto my desk here. But I don't know, maybe it's because it's like slightly thinner. The belt is held in place with these little fabric belt loops, pretty subtle. I think you could get away with wearing it without a belt, but I would definitely want to wear it with a belt because it's pretty. And the buttons that are used on the back are actually really cute. They are clear, kind of like rose textured buttons. And yeah, that's the long and the short of it. This is a very simple dress. No pockets as usual. Meta. But just kind of a nice to have wardrobe builder. Things that I like particularly about this dress, the roses are super pretty. I feel like if you are a beginner, especially, and I'm going to keep referring to this as like a beginner dress because lower price point, comes with its own accessory, can be coordinated easily with white. Those are like 3 things to look out for when you're trying to start your wardrobe. So if you're an experienced Lolita watching, I apologize for what might seem like redundant information, but I do know a lot of people who watch my content specifically ask for more beginner-friendly content because they don't want to like see me review another $600 JSK or OP set from Meta that they'll never be able to afford and that is really hard to coordinate. So I get that. So this is me trying to make good on that. This wasn't a dress that like called out to me with urgency, like there are some dresses, the bears and honey lemon, what do they call it? The lemony bear dress that's available right now. The second I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I want the lewd bears. My mother-in-law's maiden name and my spouse's middle name is Lemon. So I'm part of the Lemon family as far as I'm concerned. They're very close knit, and I have always had an affinity for fruits in prints. I love them. I collect them. I have the BB&B glitter lemon necklace, and I got it because I had hoped that someday Meta would release that. Thank you, Dreaming Heart Lemon. I had hoped that they would release that again in plus sizes, and Meta has been really coming through for us plus size people with their print re-releases. I'm just gonna sit and wait and bide my time, even when I'm on like the very tippy toppy edge of their older regular releases. I'm just gonna wait for more new re-releases because as long as I can afford them, like I'd rather have them in a range that I could grow into more because I am trying to get bigger. I know it's not a popular opinion. Most people probably think I'm a weirdo for wanting that, but yeah, I want to get bigger. So as I get bigger and beefier, I need more space. And Dreaming Heart Lemon has these little lemons in shapes of hearts. I was like, the second they announced it, I knew I wanted it. And Cats and Cherry Cake, the second they announced it, I knew I wanted it. There are so many releases that the second I see them, I'm like, that like grabs you by the heart feeling is something that I think most Lolitas can relate to when they see a dress that really like they really want. This was not one of those dresses for me. So I'm gonna try it on. I'm gonna do a video with it, probably. But coming on the heels of Cats and Cherry Cake, it's just not like bowling me over. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's definitely high quality. It's cute. It will go great in my wardrobe. It looks way more like washing machine friendly than the average meta dress also. But yeah, I don't think next time I have to sell a bunch of my brand to make money to save one of my cat's lives, this is on the chopping block probably. But we'll see. I've been wrong before. Like, I remember opening the Strawberry Garden JSK with the strawberries and the stuffed animal bunnies in navy and being like, "Oh, it's all right. I guess I like it." And the second I tried it on, I was like, "No, never mind. I love this dress. Like, I will never part with this dress." Um, and dresses can grow on you like that. I think it's very different for people who are just starting out in the fashion or who don't have as much disposable income as I do, where you have to prioritize the stuff that grabs you by the heart, and you have to save up for it often. And sometimes you're on a strict deadline to be able to save up for it, because if it's like a Taobao release and there's no guarantee of a re-release and you need a specific size range and it's an MTO or whatever, like, you have to be able to act very fast. So, um, I don't know. I hope that none of y'all are feeling like you super missed the boat on this. Um, Again, I might sell it. I'm definitely going to try it on and see how I feel in it before I sell it. I'm not sure I'm going to give it its own um like whole video with coordination stuff. But that will also largely depend on the contents of the next box, because that one, when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is the thing. This is the dress that will be like the perfect entry point for like how to build a wardrobe with one dress and a bunch of off-brand stuff, because it's going to be really easy to coordinate with white, I would assume. So, yeah, any final questions about Memories Garden? And while I sit and wait, I'm going to take one sip of the tea, and then I'm going to show you more of this print up close, because the print is really, I would say, the main selling point of this dress. The color's lovely, and the colors in general are lovely. The dress looks nice in every color, but the print just looks super vibrant in the navy here. Even though I think it's purple. I mean, look at that though. Wow. Ooh. Gorgeous. It's got a castle, it's got a church, it's got a pond, it's got a bridge, it's got swans, it's got gardens, it's got a gazebo. Like, great tea party dress, I would bet. Great tea party dress. I bet it's warm though, because it's pretty heavy. Yeah. I definitely think I got the best colorway though. All right. Say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. All right. Last but probably not least, we'll see. Whew. Man, am I glad that y'all were able to talk me into doing this on a stream. You and my therapist. I don't know if she's watching. I talk a lot about my YouTube channel. Believe it or not, y'all are kind of a source of anxiety for me. Anytime somebody says anything critical of me, I like tailspin into, why am I doing this? But for every hater or critical person that leaves a comment or posts me somewhere mean or gossips about me on the internet anonymously, there's like 20 of you who are saying that you find my videos helpful and that you like my personality. So thank you for being one of those people. Thank you for being a friend. I shouldn't quote Golden Girls when I've never seen it. Don't kill me. I know I need to watch it. Ooh. So, as per the usual, we've got those. But wow, yeah, this is a heavy beast of a dress. Recall that the other two dresses were heavier than this, but like, this is heavy. I think the last dress, the Memory Garden, was, you know, a pretty heavy fabric, but that Cats and Cherry Cake dress was light as air. Like, most of the bulk came from Cats, or didn't come from Cats and Cherry Cake. This dress is just all bulk, and it came in the same size of a box because it looks voluminous. That is awesome. So let's look at the spreadsheet. So this is the Winter Special Set 2022 plaid pattern lace-up dress in green. And I did not write down the measurement, so that's a little... But luckily, I do have the Library link, and it says that the bust is 99 centimeters to 140, and the waist is 87 to 125 for this baby. So yes, that seems pretty good. Now, this did come in 3 colors. The third one is in red, and it was exclusive to La Forêt in, I think, Harajuku, probably. I don't know if there's a La Forêt anywhere else. I'm mad because I would have loved the red tartan. Like, I would have murdered for the red tartan. I will keep my eyes out on the secondhand market. If anybody wants to trade some money plus this version for the red version plus size, hit me up. I didn't know that it was even available, or I would have tried to find a shopping service for it. It is beautiful. It looks like, you know, just like pair it with some like really structured black blouse, and you got a Vivienne Westwood fantasy on your hands. Like, beautiful. Anyway, it also came in tartan tan, and I believe that was like the most popular one. It sold out. I didn't stay up all night for this one. I sometimes stay up to like 2 a.m. to try to get in on releases when I think that it's going to be a bloodbath. I didn't expect this to be a bloodbath because, again, Memory's Garden didn't sell out that quick, but, you know, whatever. They only had this color available, and instead of, like, calling one of the stores to see if they had it in beige, not knowing that it came in red, I was just like, oh, yeah, this must be meant to be. Blue-green. All good. And I look great in these colors, so I ain't mad. Without further ado, oh, it's beautiful. Wow. Whew. Okay, so I got a little distracted by the gorge, if you will. Oh, I think it's a keeper. Like, just looking at this, it's, when they say it's a winter special set, they mean like you could wear this in the snow. It's heavy. It's like woolen. I don't think it's actually wool. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to imply that. Let's see. I don't see any fabric mentioned on the Library link, but I'm guessing it's cotton. It feels cottony. Here is the hair clip. Actually, let's move this that way. Here's the hair clip, and unlike the Memory's Garden one, this is a much more robust hair clip. It's got the same alligator clip in the back, but where Memory's Garden was like 2 pieces, kind of just like that, you know? This is a 3-layer bow, and it's got this little charm at the bottom, which I don't know how well y'all can see it, but it has like a kind of suggestion of the Metamorphose Swans logo. I love that. I think it's super cute, super subtle, and spoilers, I am trying to design a meta-inspired wrestling gear set, and one of the things that was holding me back was I didn't know which print I kind of wanted to nod to. but I do plan on incorporating the swans, so I might end up making it more subtle and going with like the way this looks. Oop, sorry. So yeah, this is great. You can clip it on your hair wherever you like. I would probably default to sticking this on the side of a hat, honestly. This looks like it's screaming for a boater hat to me. Um, but I guess you'll have to wait and see me coordinate it in a bunch of different ways with off-brand items, huh? Yes, that will come eventually. I don't know how quickly I'll get to it. It's kind of like a winter lookbook for entry-level Lolita. Um, I'm just going to put this down, but it feels really plush. It's like super hardy stuff. And this same kind of, I guess it's like Meta's default lace. This is the same stuff that was on Twinkle Journey as well, in white here, which is nice because it contrasts really well with the darker fabric. For people whose cultures involve tartan, I'm not sure if this is a specific nod to like a specific heritage or anything, so forgive my ignorance there. But to me, this is just like a beautiful kind of Celtic look as a baseline. The bow on the front is removable, and these up here are also removable. These down here are not. So that does make it a little bit harder when it comes to washing things when there's a non-detachable bow at the bottom. But it does mean that there is some flexibility with how you wear this. Personally, I like the default. I don't think I would change it, but it's just options, right? This has a very similar bodice style to both Memory's Garden and the Twinkle Journey JSK, in that it's got 5 panels across the bodice. Here, though, we've got this kind of lace. This is actually a different like width of the eyes within the lace. It's got pretty much the same like shapes and motif, but like as if you took the rest of the lace on here and you kind of stretched it out. And through that is this beautiful ribbon, which is removable. This is not tacked down in any way. Comes pre-tied, and once again, I will probably tack this ribbon in place, though, again, makes it a little harder to wash. Being able to remove ribbons and stuff is really, really helpful, especially if it's like a removable waist tie. You can do a test wash on the waist tie if you want to try washing it at home and you're not as attached to the waist ties. You can like test a corner of the waist tie to see if the fabric is going to hold its color well, stuff like that. So yeah, that said, I usually just dry clean all my stuff anyway, unless it specifically says machine washable somewhere on the tag. I'm too nervous to do it. And the amount of ironing that comes afterwards or steaming is just such a pain. So, I pay people for that. I'm just bougie that way. It's also just nice to be able to take care of these dresses. They are a significant investment to have this kind of collection, and I feel like it's my responsibility to keep it nice as possible. So yes, so the front has the 5-panel style. This has a kind of a scoop neck at the front, and then these straps are a separate thing. They don't come out of one of the panels. They've just got the lace on either side, very simple, and the simplicity of this is one of the things that I think makes it so appealing to beginners, but it's almost like old school in its cut and styling details. This also has just the littlest bit of that white lace at the bottom, and it is fully lined here. The skirt has 2 tiers, which is just a nice use of this heavy fabric. I think it will need a pretty substantial petticoat to hold it up, but I've got a Me Likes Tea petty that's quite beefy. So a beefy dress that calls for a beefy petticoat, perfect for winter. And I do want to specifically try to style this with as many off-brand and Taobao pieces as possible. Just like trying to keep, since I do have like a running spreadsheet with all of the costs of all of the things I've ever bought. I want to be able to do a video review for this where I make 3 different cords and I tell you exactly how much it cost me to put them together. Because I feel like that's, a useful tool. You don't have to break the bank if you are just starting out. You can get a lot of mileage out of one dress that's really versatile, and this is going to be versatile. So the plaid itself, this heavy, lovely plaid, is green and blue and black. I probably wouldn't coordinate this with black because I feel like it would just kind of get muddy, but navy and green are both great options. The navy itself is quite dark, so it's very subtle, and white is the obvious way to go with this. I love this dress so far. I'm super stoked on it. Turning it around, the simplicity and the clean cuts just continue here. The back does seem to be a little droopy. It's I guess just how I had it hung up. I was like, why is this sloping inward? Like, why is the lace and the partition so much higher on the back? Yeah, I just had it adjusted it. So it's got the removable waist ties and the adjustable 2-button strap style. And the buttons here are really simple, just like plastic coat buttons. The whole thing really reads like Catholic school uniform, super sturdy, super simple, and the thick, lovely waist ties also end in this white fabric. And I adore this. As far as like entry-level Lolita items go, I can already tell you I'm more into this and its potential to style in a more old school way than I am Memory's Garden, which is beautiful, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't get my heart thumping like this one does. And a lot of Lolita purists object to calling stuff like this old school. But this is about as close to old school as plus size people can get, because the actual vintage pieces, like stuff from 2009 and earlier, basically, that stuff will never fit us. So when I'm talking, let's say, about old school stuff, I'm really talking about like simple, solid colors, non-printed fabrics. This is a woven fabric, so like there is like a pattern, of course, but it's woven in, it's not printed on, so it's not a print. Simple coordination techniques, not a ton of colors, like straightforward ABC headwear, blouse, dress, bloomers, socks, shoes. And I think this is a great example of like how you can find that sort of thing out and about. I don't have nearly enough of it because my personal style tends to be way too ostentatious, but I bet I could still dress this thing up wild if I wanted to. I just don't know. I could like introduce a completely contrasting color. Cotton candy pink, y'all. Let's just do it. I'm just kidding. I really want to like spend some time, be thoughtful about putting together the coordinates for the video for this, and hopefully deliver some of my best work yet. So yeah, look forward to this with a beret or a boater hat or just this bow stuck on my head in a video sometime soon. I'm a huge fan of it. And let's see if we can stick this somewhere that makes sense. Maybe just on the... There we go. Nope. Okay, well, it was a nice thought. Couldn't see where I was going. Okay, so yeah. Ooh, we're already coming up on 3 o'clock. That's fabulous. I only meant to stream for 2 hours, so we're like right in the sweet spot. Let me go pull the other dresses out, and we're going to see if my wire racks can maintain all that weight. I might distribute them across a couple different places, and we can do a kind of last look and review of these things. Just tried to be slick, but ran into something. Ugh. Wow. Wow, y'all. You ever wondered what $1,200 worth of metal looks like? Here you go. That's all of them. I guess I should try to stagger them in a nicer array. But this was sitting in boxes on my floor until today. What a waste. What a waste. I feel absolutely financially irresponsible right now. Keep in mind, I did buy this over the span of many months. Like, I did not throw all of my money at all of this at one time. But I did make all of these purchases in 2021. So, and that's not even counting all the things that I've done as far as like other review videos. Oh my goodness. Like, I feel like if you've seen Sex in the City, and there's that scene where Carrie is like, "Why don't I have more money for this down payment for buying my apartment?" And then Miranda's like, "Well, look at the pair of shoes you're buying. 600. How many pairs of shoes do you have? These are $600. You have 1,000 shoes." And she's like, "Yeah, but that's only $1,600 or something." And she's like, "No, dude, that's like thousands and thousands of dollars." This is how I feel. I could probably afford a bigger house if I sold my whole wardrobe. Or if I never bought this to begin with. That's the real tea. Because, taxes, secondhand prices. But I mean, just look at them. They make me so happy. Beautiful. And I'm not gonna declare anything like plus size and Swolita friendly yet. I'm not giving any of these bicep readings. Um, because I still don't know. I know what I love on the rack, but something might surprise me. You know, maybe I try on Memories Garden and it's so beautiful on me that I'm just like, oh, never mind. I'll sell the rest of my wardrobe. This is the only dress I need. That's never gonna happen. But it could be really good. Or like this could really let me down. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't, because I have big plans for this one now. Especially as the weather gets warmer. Oh, it's just so light and airy and beautiful, and it's beautiful. It's great. I love it. But yeah, I probably should do another closet cleaning soon. And I did say at my last closet cleaning video that if I didn't wear some of those dresses by the same time next year, I would sell them. That goes for these as well. Like, I opened them today, February 5th, 2022. If I don't wear all whichever of these I end up keeping by this time next year, it's gone. And I don't mean just like for videos. I mean like out and about. I have too many dresses. Woe is me. I've spent too much money on this fabulous, like elegant, ostentatious looking collection hobby. I mean, at least I get to wear these things. I could be collecting Fabergé eggs right? I could be collecting designer purses that I never use. Let me check the chat for a couple last minute things. Walcoon. I love that. Yes, Pegboard Chan and Walcoon. they're hanging in there. They're all right. I did spread them out across 3 different baskets. So these 2 are on one basket, these 2 are on one basket, and this one's on a third basket. And if you look up, all of my childhood stuffed animals live in those baskets. Well, no, not even close to all of them. I have even more in the garage. I've got 2 of these IKEA bookshelves in the garage, and they're just covered in stuffed animals because having that many stuffed animals in your room when you are a 30-year-old married woman, it's a choice. It's a choice I didn't make. So, yeah. Let's look at this. Oh yeah, shipping. Price of shipping can be a big deal. I definitely lucked out combining shipping on a couple of these things, though. I've always thought Meta's shipping costs were pretty reasonable. They use DHL to go to the States now during the post Pancetta world. And it's very reliable. I've never had anything get lost by them or damaged. Um, and so it's like usually between $30 and $40 to ship. But not so bad, all things considered. But really, shipping from somewhere else in the same country or group of countries as you, like shipping within your continent, is really the way to go if you can manage it. Memories Garden runs small. It looks like it runs small. I'm hoping it fits me, and if it doesn't fit me, like, oh well, whatever will I wear? What will I do? Like, I'll be fine. Um, oh, y'all are great. Yeah, fancy plates, right? Like, people collect all sorts of weird stuff that never gets used. Like some people fix up old cars and pour, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars into these vintage cars that they drive to car shows and back. You know, some people buy like a set of jewelry. I know people who own necklaces that are worth the entirety of my Lolita collection from like Tiffany's or whatever. Just like really high-end diamond jewelry. I like this. Some people collect dolls or porcelain tchotchkes. I don't judge anybody for any of those things. If holding those things or looking at the things that people collect that makes them as happy as this stuff makes me, like I'm sure it's worth every penny. Just don't go into debt to collect it is all I'm saying. All right, y'all. I got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left before I have to bid you all adieu and go eat my lunch. My spouse said he's making me a big salad. I love a big salad. Um, so thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been quite an unboxing. Definitely am feeling like peak 2012 haul vibes, even if this was spread out over the course of like 8 months of spending. It's a lot. Please, I'm gonna check after this finishes. I'm gonna update the. Wow, my brain just blanked. I'm gonna update the description of this video once it's like live for rewatch with timestamps for things if I can figure that out. And I'm gonna include links to stuff like my lace market, the big cartel site where my Mira Mira Me pieces are housed, and all of my other social media. So please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at Elvira Wrestling, all one word, no punctuation. And also check out my new Mira Mira Me Deco account. It's Mira Mira Me Deco. I'm going to include that in my descriptions from now on. And yeah, it's been fabulous hanging out with all 40 something of you. I've seen a lot of people coming and going, regardless of where you hopped in on this. I'm so grateful that you decided to spend some of your weekend with me. And yeah, y'all are the best. And I will tell all of my cats that you say hi. And I'm going to go put these things away. um, if you do feel like it, leave me a comment on the replay of this video, though, for which of these dresses and or multiples of dresses you want to see videos of the most. Because I know I talked a lot of game about how I wanted to style these things for videos. So to help me prioritize those things would be really helpful if you chimed in the comments. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's officially been 2 hours. I'm going to go. Stay safe. Stay strong. Bye.